Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Doc and Queenie Facebook Live on Mondays at
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 Hi,
I do. Yes.
I wanted to throw you off for a second. I'm good.
You're just adding to my Mondays because
Yeah.
I'm still
Oh my
sleeping.
Oh my gosh. I am so sorry about your Monday already. It is my favorite day, and I promise it is. I'm so serious, and Mondays just rock my world. And to be able to have Doc and Queenie actually is also rocking my world. So thank you all for joining us.
Yes. So what's new, Queenie? Anything
I'm
new?
telling you, the coolest thing ever. I just came from another meeting, and we already booked an event for March 22nd, 2024. I'm excited about that. March of 2024 is already huge for me personally because my company turns 50, and I am super duper duper excited about that. So even though I don't want everything to rush and fly by and let's slow down, I really am super excited about not only these two events, but definitely. 2024, we already figure how are we going to say 2000 and then we're going to say 2001, or people were freaking out about how are we going to say that from 1990 something to this. And obviously we've adjusted. So 2024 will be here before you know it. What about you, Doc? How has your day gone? Looks like so good so far, right?
I'm here.
Yeah. So far so good. Doc's in the house.
No, I'm getting ready for another greenhouse project.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. And what does that look like?
Well, I bought a door last year with the hopes that it would actually work, kind of having the knowledge that it might not.
Fair.
And so we have to replace it. So I've been measuring and digging in the dirt and taking the trim off and, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just getting ready
Measuring and digging in the dirt and taking the trim off the new one that you're putting on or the current one that you have?
The new one that I'm putting on.
Okay.
We always shop at the Restore. All of the windows and the door for the greenhouse is from the Restore. So
that's super nice. I really do love the recycle thing, and that fits you so well. Yeah.
Yes, totally. And there was a frame that was around it that was kind of slapped together to hold it together.
Okay.
So I had to basically work on that frame to get it even. So when we frame it out and put it in, it'll be even as best as we can do. So hanging doors is difficult. It's a fine art. We've tried to hang doors without framework, and it's just a pain, because everybody thinks things are level. Nothing is level. I mean, and that's half the battle. So this one has a frame, so we have a chance.
Nothing is level.
Yes.
Huh. All right. So, and you're actually doing this today?
I'm framing it out. I'm building a frame around it. And then tomorrow I have a friend that's coming to help. He's 6'3".
There you go. All right.
He'll probably hold the door, and I will screw it into the frame. I'm building a frame around it, and then I'm building a frame around the greenhouse. So the frame will go into the frame, and it's already framed, if that makes sense.
Oh, it actually does. That piece is already happening. And then the intricacies it sounds like what you're working on. So my goodness.
Yes. And then I get to paint it again. And
oh my gosh. I got a lot of buzz from my hailstorm on Saturday.
Yes.
And so did you have any damage of all those windows on your greenhouse?
I had heard that you guys had a lot of hail, and that was nasty. And then I saw your YouTube short pop up, and I was shocked at how much hail you got because, well, I had heard it hit where you live in Overland Park.
Yes.
And it took about 10 minutes to get to us, which is funny because when you were getting hail, I'm like, well, I'm in my office, which faces south. So I don't see west, northwest, any of that. Hello, Debbie Miller. So I did not know it was that bad out. And then when I saw that happen, I looked out the window and I'm like, oh, there's some dark clouds coming. It lasted maybe 5 to 10 seconds, just
Oh
little
my God.
pea-sized hail,
Okay.
bounced off the greenhouse roof, and that was it. We did get rain, which I was doing my happy dance, free water, and I didn't have to water the garden. So, yeah, it was kind of like a nothing burger, as they say.
Well, I'm glad you didn't have any damage was the bottom line. So, because I think about all that glass, and I thought, oh gosh.
The roof is a polycarbonate plastic, and you can hold up to 600 pounds on that.
Oh my goodness. Well, hopefully we won't have 600-pound hail anytime soon.
No, I hope not. That would I would guess that would probably be a meteor, but what happened? Meteor hit Doc's greenhouse.
Oh gosh.
So, but the windows are pretty strong. They're it's a wood frame. They're old, but they were built very well.
And I would be voting for the old right off the bat, quite frankly.
Yeah. So yeah, but it was great to get rain, and we're supposed to get rain. It looks like every day this week here in the Kansas City area.
Free water rocks my world.
So yes. So speaking of things, we have to do our traditional National Day of, and I've got some food-based, interesting, and also some other interesting national days of. Of course, first, Happy Cheeseburger Day.
Well, happy Cheeseburger Day to you too, Doc.
I know cheeseburgers are at the top of your list.
I mean to tell you, yep.
And then it's Rice Krispie Treats, National Day of Rice Krispie Treats. Have you ever had a Rice Krispie treat?
Believe it or not, even I have assembled those, and I used to do them by season. So I made orange ones and little pumpkin jack-o'-lantern things for Halloween for the kids for school stuff, and then Christmas trees for I think they used to do Christmas parties the week before or something like that. So that was their big, oh my gosh. And don't even get me started on the dye, but that food coloring stuff, oh my goodness. And then red, white, and blue for 4th of July. So yes, I have participated because even I can melt butter and marshmallows in the microwave.
That's awesome. Now, so I'm guessing you did the traditional. Have you ever done Rice Krispie Treats, the little twist?
Which is the twist? Quinoa?
No, you add peanut butter and then you coat it in chocolate. Yeah, I know. It's really healthy for somebody.
It sounds healthy. Yeah. No, I don't think I've ever done that.
I did that once, but I believe it or not, I have a sweet tooth. It was just too much. It's kind of like fudge for me. Fudge is just way too much.
So peanut butter goes in the Rice Krispies and then you dip that in chocolate? Oh, dear heaven.
And then you cover it with chocolate frosting, or you can dip it or whatever.
Oh, gosh. Okay, yeah, that actually is getting to me at this
sugar coma.
Yeah.
So it's National Read an Ebook Day. Have you read any ebooks?
Yay. That sounds fun. I could get all over that. Absolutely.
Yep. So yes, National Read an Ebook Day. Go to Kitchen Garden Expert. There's a few ebooks there you can read. Tuesday is IT Professional Day. Do you know any IT professionals in your world?
I know several, as a matter of fact. So how fun is that? Hopefully they'll get to celebrate in grand IT fashion. And for those of you watching, what does IT stand for, Dr. Laura?
I do believe it stands for Information Technology, which would be computer geek. Yeah.
Yeah, that IT is code for computer geek. So yeah.
Yes. So, and I've got several in my life too that I know about. It's also, and this, I know this is going to just get you excited. Tomorrow is Recycle Now Day. So it's that symbol for recycling.
Yes. Well, I actually appreciate knowing that, as a matter of fact, because that the recycle piece is one of the biggest selling factors for my water company. So that does rock my world. I didn't know it was tomorrow, but I appreciate that because I'm going to be all over that symbol now because that is a very big part of saving money, save the planet, get a water machine. Okay, thank you for that. I didn't know that.
You are welcome. And then Wednesday is National Fried Rice Day and National Punch Day, along with National Queso Day.
Punch as in punch people or punch as in drink that stuff?
Punch as that sugary food coloring.
Goodness. Okay. Yeah.
Beverage.
All right. I'm out. Yeah.
Thursday is National Miniature Golf Day.
Fun.
If you call that a sport that I just loathe.
No, I think it's fun. I love being outside, and usually it's a nice hot summer night, so I can do miniature golf for sure.
I can't get the little ball past the windmill, so I hate national.
And see, of course, I time it like this, and I go ba bum ba 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 bum ba bum, and then I get a hole in one, and everybody hates me.
Yeah,
So,
and I'm the one throwing the golf ball out. Let's see. Friday is American Business Women's Day.
oh, nice. Okay.
So that's kind of cool.
Well, actually, American Business Women Association, ABWA, which is a national organization, maybe international. I don't even know if they're in Canada, Mexico, or beyond. But I was a part of ABWA for a while, and we always had American Business Women Day, and that was a actual celebration at convention centers pre-COVID. I don't know actually what they do at this time or now as far as in-person events, but usually we would have it at the convention center, Overland Park Convention Center, things like that. And it was just a serious blast. Vendor booths and speakers and breakout sessions. It was a blast.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Friday is National Centurion Day. Do we know any centurions?
Even if I was one, I wouldn't admit it at this time because as I was excited to celebrate Patrick Mahomes' 28th birthday, he's finally older than I am. So I am good to go. And I was very happy to hear that he is now my senior.
And Friday is National Appreciate an Elephant Day, just in case you need to do that.
I will appreciate an elephant as we speak. That is lovely.
First day of autumn is on Saturday.
Oh my gosh. Now that seems a little bit cray cray. Holy moly.
It's National Bunny and Baker Day. And checkers. Do you play checkers?
Oh yes, I do. I love checkers.
I haven't played you in checkers yet. I haven't played you in chess either, so we'll have to put that on the list.
Absolutely.
And then Sunday is National Cherry Jubilees Day. Have you ever had Cherry's Jubilee?
Yes, I have. As a matter of fact, I'm trying this second. Oh, there we go. The hotel at Crown Center is called the American Restaurant. In the hotel is that restaurant. And they actually had a glorious server. And I saw Cherry's Jubilee on the menu. And I thought, and I had a feeling they would doll it up and do the whole grandiose display. And they did. And so I was not disappointed. And I couldn't eat the stuff afterwards, holy moly, because it is a bit sweet. Even is it brandy they use for the flaming thing?
Yes.
And that whole thing is not a good fit for me. But I love, and back then we didn't have cameras and Facebook and all that stuff, so I did not, of course, record it. But I would now for sure if they had such a thing going on, because I think the presentation and all that stuff just gets you so caught up, and the people who are skilled in that particular I think you would call it a gift, but they can actually do that type of display and presentation just rocks my socks.
And they didn't burn down the restaurant. So
and that's always a positive.
Yes.
But he literally had the flame going up and down. He did so great. And I do remember that piece. You probably make it yourself, don't you?
I don't like the fire part. I'm not a fire person.
Okay.
I'll do a campfire, that kind of thing. But yeah, in a close quarter in the kitchen, I'm just not real comfortable with that. So
yeah, no, and that would not be anything that I would attempt. I'll stick to the Rice Krispie treats.
Yes. And lastly, I know you will like this, Queenie.
Okay.
Sunday is National Punctuation Day.
Oh, I'm on. There we go. Ding, 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 ding.
So we'll see what kind of posts. I might just have to post something that just would drive you crazy with punctuation.
I know. I appreciate that, because that grammar and all that stuff just really is my deal. I have seen people do than and then incorrectly, and whether and whether and all of those kind of things. And then the punctuation, here's a semicolon just dangling out in the middle of nowhere. And I look at that and go, oh my gosh, apostrophe at the end of something that doesn't require a possessive conversation. And yeah, punctuate, that's got my name all over it, Doc.
Hey, it's kind of in my wheelhouse too. A couple of years ago, I used to edit magazines, and there was one in particular where the gal wrote out her article, and she was semicolon crazy. Mm-hmm. And she just had them everywhere, and she didn't understand. So I had to go back and, say, well, And yeah, it's
You have to be delicate because I don't want to necessarily stormtroop and say, for the love of heaven. But sometimes it's so overt. Yeah. And it just,
yeah.
I have sent, I admit, when I know it's, first of all, if it's a bestie, I screenshot it and I say, oops, for the love of heaven, fix this or I'm going to stroke out. But I do try not to constantly do it. And plus, for me, it's hard to read if things are messed up. Because as soon as I'm reading along, doing my thing, and I'm so happy to get information, and then something is erroneous and right in the center of the thing, I can't get past that to get back into the content. So yeah, punctuation is a biggie for me.
Well, and the misspelling, oh my gosh, yeah.
This might be one of those I need therapy topics.
I'll come with you. I'll support you.
I appreciate that, Doc. I do.
So I think it's time are we going to do the word of the day first, or are we going
Let's do the word of the day first. I always love doing that because it kind of sets the tone, if you will. And to see what our fabulous word of the day is. Words do have meanings. And isn't that interesting, honestly, with the punctuation piece? I know your number is 7, mine is 5. So we will compromise and do 6 shuffles. Oh my gosh. Let's see what it is today. Oh, boom.
Expectation.
I actually was just mentioning this today. As a matter of fact, expectation is ginormous. What do you think, Doc?
I think it is. So what were you sharing about the word expectation, Queenie?
Networking is one of my favorite things in the whole world. I don't know if you know that.
No,
and and so it is. And so I love networking. And I have heard often that networking stuff that you talk about really doesn't work. And I always say, oh my gosh, tell me about that. And so usually I was expecting to sell 453 of my doodahs at that meeting, and I didn't sell one. And so the expectation piece of a networking event was the part that let her down. And so I say, if that was your expectation, do you feel that it was realistic? And if my expectation is to get more YouTube subscribers or to make a new friend or to have a new referral partner, rather than sell one water machine, I just got someone who supports my company and they send me people all the time. So my expectation exceeded reality, perhaps from a standpoint of other people's experience. And now my expectation was make a new friend, and it exploded because that new friend turned out to be a referral partner. So I am seldom disappointed because I make sure my expectation is in check. What about you, Doc?
Well, I first I pulled up my Power Thesaurus app, and I want to read. I want to read some synonyms.
Okay,
synonyms.
Okay.
For the word expectation. Of course, now my phone went off.
Okay.
Hope, anticipation, prospect, expectancy, outlook, trust, confidence, probability, and assumption.
Ooh, there you go. All right.
I agree with the networking piece. I have run into many experience now in my networking. I'm not in tenure yet, but I'm getting close, of people and their expectations of, if I meet with you, you're going to buy from me.
Yep.
Or the good one, hey, if you buy from me, I'll buy from you.
Oh God.
Which I just love that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that one, and you can see that coming, unfortunately, and it's too bad. To me, that's a misunderstanding of what networking truly is. And like what you just shared, it's who you know, and also it's what we talk about a lot with, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. If it's not meant to be, you can have that expectation as high and push it as hard as you can, and it won't happen. Just from speaking from a little bit of experience.
Seriously.
But I tend to say, and maybe it's not, I don't know if it's totally not having an expectation. Let's use people. If you have expectations for people, you'll always be disappointed, because people are always going to disappoint you, because we're not perfect, and people are people, whether it's in networking, families, whatever. So I have a tendency to just, I'm still responsible, but I let things happen. And that swings back around to, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. If it's not meant to be, it's not going to happen. And then I throw and you've heard me say this before, I throw this other thing in with, I try very hard not to shoulda, woulda, or coulda on myself. So that kind of takes me out of the picture. And I often see in my experience, when people get into fights, somebody gets hurt, somebody says something, there's an expectation on either side. So you take that out of the picture. Wouldn't it be great if we got along a little better? And, because life is too short and there's a lot more.
Oh my gosh. And then the reality piece, just like you said, people are human. And I wish you would have this, and you should have that. And everybody loves that. You know what you should do? And so it really does add a different component to the expectancy piece. So I love that actually, because quite frankly, if you don't put high expectations on a person, you will never be disappointed. And we know where all of our expectation piece and actual PEACE comes from. And as soon as that part is intact, you don't have those challenges anymore.
Right.
And it just makes life tons more fun and actually lots easier, I think.
Well, and a lot of people put expectations on themselves. And those are the ones that you see are stressed out. And those are the ones that are, as we label it, swooping, and at least in the business world. And then, of course, you see them in general. That's somebody that's generally miserable because they haven't, their expectations haven't been fulfilled, whether it's financial or personal goals or who knows, whatever is going on. So,
yeah, and as soon as they do that to themselves, now they put it on other people. And that's when they do that. You should have this, and you should have that, and you should have something else. And I'm always like, oh my gosh, how would you have the least idea what I should have,
I need, or what I, yeah. So that's a really good word, Queenie.
I love that word, Doc.
So now we get to go to our second wheel.
I love that. And let's do the topic part. I have so many wheels up. When we got to have Happy Neighborhood Project Girls Night, and that was so fun because I have a wheel for winners and a wheel for questions and things like that. 4, 5, 6, right between 5 and 7. And we will see what our wheel topic is. Oh, now this is going to be interesting. I have a serious topic for this one. All right. Hashtags, and hashtags. You are the queen of hashtags. You start.
That was a good flip, Queenie.
I know.
Well, I actually, it wasn't anything new, but it was said differently. Sometimes you will hear something the same, you'll hear something from the same person the second time around. It's like, hashtags are super important when you're out on social media. We hashtag all over the place, whether it's YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. Hashtags can be keywords. Keywords can be hashtags. They kind of interchange a little bit. I've been doing a lot of studying with my YouTube, trying to understand it a little bit better, because everything has its algorithms and they're this and they're that. And hashtags, YouTube says hashtags not as important as keywords, which I find that to be interesting. But if you take your keywords from your title and make it a hashtag, you have double, So hashtags is super important. I have probably a list of 25 to 30 that I consistently use. And I've shared this before. I have those in addition to, I do a lot of videos. So I hashtag whatever is going on in the video with some biggies on YouTube. I do a lot of YouTube shorts. So it's going to be hashtag YouTube shorts, hashtag YouTube. And those hashtags have been used millions, tens of millions of times. And my goal is always to hit those hashtags, at least have 50% of your hashtags have millions if you can hit that level of people that use it. And then the other 50% are your usual that you will use. And of course, for us, hashtag water, hashtag Kangen. For me, hashtag kitchen garden expert. For you, hashtags are great. What saith you?
Comma. It literally is a discussion that we had earlier today as far as LinkedIn's going to take their hashtags away as far as no longer used/effective. They also are going to be monetizing some pages. Basically, YouTube monetizes. Sometimes on Facebook, you can monetize with all of your sponsored ads, things like that. So with those particular hashtags going away, as far as LinkedIn's not going to participate in that anymore, everyone makes statements and choices and things like that. And not every platform monetizes their big, shall we say, users, but those who are most active. So as soon as the hashtag comes up, for me, it is what would you say, Doc? No one on this call probably knows what the Yellow Pages is, but in the day, you would have Yellow Pages categories. And so that would be how you would decide. Are you a builder? Are you a realtor? Are you a networker? Are you a Kangen water person? Are you a gardener? Are you a what? And so you would be categorized. So if you needed to look somebody up, you would go to the Yellow Pages, click on whatever tab that is, as far as open the book, physical pages, can you imagine, and look to see which one is still in business, no offense. So the rest of the story, Debbie remembers, good for you. And so the rest of the story, and the rest of the story now is that's how we can go through hashtags to find categories. And just like YouTuber for me is a biggie, and certainly YouTube, and definitely please subscribers, and thank you for subscribing. Things like those types of hashtags do allow you to be findable in the marketplace. And so I have been found by many of my hashtags: Kangen Water Kansas City, Kangen Water Midwest, Kangen Water United States, Kangen Water USA, Kangen Water Expert, Kangen Water, I think I do Casey Water Coach, things like that. So there's a lot of different hashtags, and people find me that way because I always ask. And when they say, how did you find me? I always, because I want to make sure it's not one of my reps that they just forgot to say Susie recommended me kind of thing. So I always ask, how did you find me? And then when they say, oh my gosh, I found you're all over the internet. And then I always say, what did you search for? And most of the time it's one of my big hashtags. And so I just think it's a very cool way to categorize us in our Yellow Pages. And our current Yellow Pages, quite frankly, is Google Business, Google Reviews, certainly YouTube, and all over the social media platforms. And hashtag social media. Hello.
Yep. I find it interesting that LinkedIn wants to get rid of that.
I do too. And, it's a coming soon kind of thing. But I just thought they didn't allow hashtags way back in the day. Like you just didn't hashtag on LinkedIn. And then all of a sudden they did. And I'm sure people went overboard. And for LinkedIn, they obviously want the relationship building piece to be the deal. And now people are selling on LinkedIn, and a lot of their LinkedIn videos are, oh, buy my this or buy my that, or guess what? I just fixed my skin with something. And so I'm sure they're trying to get rid of that component and get back into the people thing. But regardless of that, I just found it interesting, and who knows when that will be. Everything is a coming soon kind of deal, but I just found that to be interesting. And if you've been notified on your page, as far as the monetization, check it out. I mean, who wouldn't want to be in the beta testing piece of that and to be able to monetize because you're super active on LinkedIn? It always is a very cool way to be able to be findable and to be part of beta testing. I just think that's a fun thing too, because if we had not beta tested Zoom, then where would we be? If we had not beta tested StreamYard and be able to do these backgrounds now without your physical green screen doesn't have to be here anymore. That's very cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, hashtags. I'm pushing YouTube these days with my
Oh,
videos and
absolutely.
all
Yeah, me too. I love it.
and it's as long as I keep talking about pulling in those big hashtags, that's keeping the engine going. Which is pretty cool.
Hashtag building, hashtag door frame.
Hashtag frustration.
Hashtag thank goodness Doc knows how to do all that stuff.
Hashtag for tall friends.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
I actually got, and I should have brought the t-shirt. I got a t-shirt from a friend this weekend.
Nice.
And she loves to give me t-shirts with funny sayings. I've got one that says, I love coffee and maybe 3 people.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that needs to be a universal one. Yeah.
Yeah. And the next one was, I can do anything, but I can't reach the top shelf. That's the only thing I can't do.
That is absolutely fabulous.
So I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah,
And
that is fabulous.
She knew I would.
That is absolutely fabulous. Oh my gosh.
So it looks like we're almost out of time. Is there anything you would
gosh.
like to share about anything out in your world today, Queenie?
Well, actually, yes. I have a very exciting event coming up on Thursday. Everyone on the planet is invited. You can just watch if that's your thing. But Thursday is actually Recruiters Network for one of the groups I'm involved in, and that is open to everyone. So if you have a company and you are a team leader or a recruiter or a direct sales, multi-level marketing person, HR professional, you're in the insurance business and you want more agents, you're in the real estate broker business and you want more realtors, whatever that looks like, you can do your promotion in front of the whole room and we spin a wheel. You get exactly 60 seconds. So one time there were 43 people, every single person got to speak. If you are just there to watch and hang out and see how we do things and the wheel picks you, just say pass and we move on to the next person. So that's only once a month on the third Thursday and it's at 5:00 Central Time. Be sure and connect with me if you'd like, and I'll send you the link to get into the call. Anyone on the planet is welcome. And then, as I said, we spin a wheel. And if you are chosen, then you get your 60 seconds. Boom, we move on to the next person. Boom, we move on to the next person. So it's very well organized and efficient. So everyone gets to speak.
So that's one time a month on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Central.
Third Thursday. Yeah.
Third Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
What is new with me? I'm just gearing down from the season and gearing up for writing season. I've got some ideas like I usually do. I'm working on, 10 ideas all at the same time.
I bet you are.
But, always asking for subscribers. I'm up to 193.
Woo! Party down when you hit that 200 mark. I love that.
55,869 views.
Oh my gosh.
And I just had my short from yesterday. Last time I checked, it was 1.9. Yeah, 1.9 thousand views. And it's all about compost for 15 seconds. So if you think shorts don't work, you can reach me at kitchengardenexpert.com. But yeah, it's nothing. Well, I shouldn't say nothing's new. I'm just, I work. I don't know. I know you don't do anything, Queenie.
You are correct, Doc. I sit and watch my nails grow.
I know you're eating bonbons, watching TV.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and so me too. No, I'm just I'm gearing down. I've planted my last crops. They're starting to pop up, and
oh wow, no, that's exciting.
I'm working on winterizing everything and trying to extend the season, and that's yeah. So that's about it. So it looks like we are unfortunately out of time again.
Okay, hang on a second.
Oh, okay.
Guess how many days till Christmas?
Oh no, I don't know.
98.
Okay.
I know. You mentioned end of season and final planting, so I'm just going, da, 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 da. I love having that entire season to look forward to. So yeah, 98 days till Christmas. Get that shopping in.
Well, actually, in here, I have a short little story. I'm meeting with a lady today that lives in our little town here. She's a baker. She bakes pies. So I am actually going, I might put in my order for the holidays. I might as well do it now.
Absolutely. Well, seriously, if the last 98 days go as fast as previous 98 days,
We'll be here.
we will literally be wearing Santa hats coming anytime soon.
Oh dear.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous.
I start shopping in October, and November 1st, my children kind of grumble because the Christmas carols go on. So
there you go. I'm on it.
You know you're on it. Your tree is up by then, right?
Yes, seriously. Oh my God. Gifts are underneath it. What are you talking about?
I didn't give you my list yet, Queenie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, you sound like you just got the perfect t-shirt, so you're finished.
So all right, everybody. Thank you if you joined us live or on the replay. We are Doc and Queenie Facebook Live on Mondays at
High noon.
Getting more impressive every day. Queenie,
I'm telling you, I work on it. I rehearse all weekend.
You can find Queenie at KathyWeaverKC.com or Kathy Weaver KC all over social media. You can find Doc at KitchenGardenExpert.com or Kitchen Garden Expert all over social media. Have a fantastic week. We will see you right back here next week. It's still September, isn't it? But
I'm telling you, it still is September.
Getting closer to October. Crazy. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you, and stay tuned for more Doc and Queenie fun on our Facebook page.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Queenie.
Thank you, Doc. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.